Children will go and be picking money beside the river, but they will know that it is somebody's sacrifice.
Zion, we move on our road. Go. Evang Ebuka Obi and Bawa. Listen and listen very careful. You see, in this particular video you're about to watch, if you calm down and watch it, as a Zionite, you're gonna learn many things. As a non-Zionite, you're also gonna learn many things. Calm down and listen to whatever the Evang Ebuka Obi said here.
Children will go and be picking money beside the river, but they will know that it is somebody's sacrifice. That is why sometimes you will see them. They will buy hundreds of cows to an event. You will know that is a part of sacrifice. That they should donate how many cows. And you are a child of God, you don't sacrifice. David went to go and buy cow to make sacrifice to God. And the man that owns the cow said, David, take this cow for free. David said, no, I will pay for it. I will not give my God what will not cost me something. You cannot maintain, you cannot succeed in prosperity in this kingdom without being a man or woman that pay prices, that make sacrifices. Solomon's sacrifice make heaven to open for him. He sacrificed thousands of cow and goat and sheep. That night, the Lord gave him open check. Why must he be that night he made the sacrifice? Why didn't the Lord appear to him in a dream yesterday, last week, last month? Why must he be that night? The Lord said to him, Solomon, tell me what you want, me, and I will do it for you. Solomon says, give me wisdom. And the Lord said, because of your sacrifice, you didn't even ask for the life of your enemy. You only asked for wisdom. I will give you wisdom and I will give you money. Solomon became the richest in his time and became the wisest in his time. Why? Power of sacrifice. That is all that you believe. What do you sacrifice? Anytime you don't sacrifice anything to the altar, be you a steward, a singer, if you don't pay some prices, you will not reign. You will not be stable. You must sacrifice your time to God, or you sacrifice your talent to Him, or you sacrifice your money, or you can be kingdom financier. I mean, sacrifice that costs you something. That sometimes others will be sleeping, but you will be awake praying for the church. As the Holy Father, the Pope, is sick now, you are going through fasting to make sure that he recovers, if it's the will of God. If you are not paying attention to fasting and prayer, sacrifice, you will not excel. Somebody's altar will be controlling you. That is why any small problem, your money finish. Because you are too stingy to give to God. Luke 6:38. Also again, give and it shall be given. How did he say it? Also, measure, part. Elijah said to the widow, give me this food. The widow said, this is the last food, but I will give it to you. Because there was a hunger in the land for 7 years. The widow said, prophet, take the food and eat. Even though it's my only food, when I eat this food, I will be ready to die with my son, because no food anywhere. Elijah said, give it to me first. And the woman make that sacrifice. Do you know the meaning of making sacrifice, of giving out your last food? And immediately the woman gave Elijah that food. Elijah finished eating it. She has made a powerful sacrifice. Even though she knows that this is the last food. If I give it out, me and my son will die. She gave it to prophet. And the prophet started eating. Because the Bible says, he that giveth a prophet a cup of water, because he's a prophet, that person will receive prophetic reward. Immediately Elijah finished eating. Elijah prophesied. And the food never finished in that pot. That is what they call miraculous instant food supply. As the woman is taken from the pot, Elijah prophesied that the food will not lack in this pot again. That woman survived that time. That woman was one of them that survived the era of hunger. Why? She made a sacrifice. She gave out the food, the only food in her house. Jesus recognized the offering of one woman in the Bible. And who is that woman? A widow that gave all. And what she gave was small, but Jesus recognized it because it's a sacrifice. Learn how to pay sacrifice. If you are in abroad, you are in Nigeria, and you are not, and you are a child of God, and something, and you are not paying a sacrifice, making a sacrifice that takes something out of you. They can fire you arrow. At the time your son doing well will no longer do well. You'll be asking why. Sometimes you see a daughter, age, no marriage. Sometimes somebody can be removing you. But when your altar is active, when there is blood on your altar, blood on your altar, you can be sleeping. You can be sleeping and the war will be going on. Any attack coming to your children, coming to your husband, that spirit you are making sacrifice for will rise to fight. Or altar versus altar, because there is power in sacrifice. What sustain you in this kingdom? One of the principles that will sustain you both spiritually and physically is sacrifice. One of the principles you will not joke with. If you want to go far in the spirit financially, if you don't want Atuere to come, if you don't want people to sideline your business, if you don't want one person to be jealous and went to one native doctor and just offer one go to 25,000 naira go to, and your son will die. If you don't want such a thing, you must make your altar active. You must be a giver. You must be a sacrificer. It's a principle. It's not a matter of whether this is a principle that if you give, it shall be given. Why do you think that some of the occult men, they will even go to different places? They will go to some church, drop billion. They have asked them for you to give, for you to be receiving. Whether give. They can even go to one church and drop 2 billion. And the man of God may not know that it's occultic money. And he will collect it. To the man, to the occult man, he has done what they asked him to do. What they asked him to do is to make sure you give her 2 billion. Where you give it doesn't concern. Except some of them, they will tell you it must be done like this. That is why I went to go and give motherless babies 8-9 years ago. There is a place I went in Lagos here to go and donate food stuff for the motherless babies. When I went, after bringing things, they were asking me, I was asking, why these interrogations? They said that somebody came here to donate rice, touch these kids. And after he left, that day, in the night, 5 of the children died. Sacrifice. Some are doing it demonically. But in this kingdom, you must learn how to make sacrifice. Are you going to sacrifice your voice? Is it your time for the kingdom? Are you going to be sacrificing your time for evangelism? If you don't have time in this kingdom, somebody will control you. Somebody's altar will control you. That one day you will have time by force. That is why, because you are not giving at the time, you go to hospital and spend millions and borrow money. Because you are not giving time at the time, you will be very sick and spend 1 month or 2 months. Because when you are healthy, you don't know that you can do 1 hour preaching. You are too busy to even go and preach on the street. You are too busy to go on the church on the time. You are too busy. But when the sickness comes, you will take sick leave. My people perish because they lack knowledge. You cannot take out, read the Bible. How many people will they find you in their life today? Make sure the altar you believe. This altar for Mecharafancho, that you are making a sacrifice. That is only thing, one of the things that can help you to be stable. No matter both in a negative or positive. This is a universal principle. Satanic evil does it. And it works. It's a principle, give and it shall be given. Sacrifice is important. If you want to be stable, if you don't want them to hit you left and right, you must make sacrifice. Daniel started sacrifice of the fasting. And the sacrifice is not only giving money, but giving is one of the powerful. But it's not only giving money. But the giving is one of the things that cause you pain. And they were going on assignment to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham called Sarah. And Sarah did not question him. Why did you tell me that people are coming? Sarah went to the kitchen and prepared food. Abraham brought the food out and gave them. As they finished eating, one of the angels prophesied that by this time next year, your wife will be pregnant and you will give birth to Isaac. Giving. Why do they prophesy after they finish eating? You must learn how to make sacrifice. Why did Isaac say to Esau, go to the bush, pursue some of those meat, pursue it, cook it, bring me those tasty food that I may eat and I may bless you? Why did Isaac requested something from Esau before blessing him? Even though that at the end his blessing was manipulated, but he make instruction, go and get me those food, prepare and bring for me before I bless you. You must learn how to give, make sacrifices. Then the Spirit will begin to fight for you. May the Lord bless you. Open heaven, continue with me. Tell the whole